back home. Amanda and I are finally back home after a week-long cruise on the Carnival Vista. What an experience we had. We can't wait to share it with you. There is so much to catch up on, from news to experiences to really, is cruising back? Let's talk about everything right now on Island Time. Welcome back, all you Islanders. It is so great to be back in the studio, to be back at home, to be in front of the camera with you. We were in front of the camera a few times as we went live last week. We battled the internet, I'm telling you, every single day, but we did everything that we could. We hope you enjoyed our live videos, but we have so much to share. And I'm happy to say that you and I have a date. That's right, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, Island Time is going live. You and me, we're going live. We're going to share our experiences from the Carnival Vista, the July 24th sailing, everything from where we stayed there at the Harbor House to embarkation, to what the ship looked like, the protocols, the ports and their protocols, food, activities, entertainment, debarkation, transportation, all of it tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Tune in. We cannot wait. And I have to say a huge thank you to so many Islanders who in the last week said hello. They said, "Hey, Derek, I know you." Or they said, "Hey, there's Island Time." Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for saying hello, to sharing meals with us before the cruise and during the cruise. We met so many people, and we expected to meet some because of the Facebook groups, and people said, "Hey, I want to meet you." And Amanda, we expected that. But just the sheer number of 12, 15, 20, literally a day, we enjoyed meeting you, and we made some awesome friends. They're Islanders. They're Islanders. We met each other, and now we are like family. Rachel and Charles, Micah, Michelle, Pete and Kim, Connie and Gary, the list could go on, and I'm not lying when I say this. They know this. The friendship and the relationships that we built last week changed our whole cruise. Amanda and I have cruised many times together. We knew what to expect. We knew what we were looking forward to. But it was the unknown that made the trip. It was the new friends and friends that became family, the dinners that we shared together, the dancing that we shared together, and all the time we shared. It so enhanced our cruise experience, and now we have friends that literally we are planning to go on cruises with this year and in the years ahead. Thank you so much to everyone, and I wish I could call you all out by name. Let's get started. Is cruising back? I have been asked that question so many times since we've been back. Of course, I was asked the question before we left, and we relied on other passenger experiences. We relied on Carnival and Royal Caribbean telling us that cruising is back, but I can answer now, and I can tell you cruising is back. I mean, it is back. It may be, as they say, better than ever with all the enhanced protocols. The ship at 65% capacity. I'm going to get to all those fine details tomorrow in our live, but I'm telling you, cruising is back. And when you see Saturday, the Mardi Gras and Royal Caribbean's Odyssey of the Seas in the water with paying passengers and leaving, two of the ships that are most looked forward to for 2020, 2021, they're in the water. They're sailing with passengers. Port Everglades had two ships in port for the first time in a year and a half, in the Odyssey of the Seas and the Celebrity Edge, which is Celebrity Edge, my goodness, they've been going at it for over a month now. Carnival also had two ships with Port Canaveral in port. July the 24th, the Carnival Breeze and the Carnival Vista was in port. We'll talk about what that means when there's two ships in port and how sometimes that can change your embarkation day. But cruising really is back. And if you look at the plans ahead in the next several weeks of this month, and you look at September, October, there are so many more ships that are being added. Cruising's back. It really is. The experience that you know and love It's there, if not even enhanced. The live entertainment, from live music to trivia to comedy shows to your Broadway shows, they're there. All the food and all the dining venues you love on Carnival and Royal Caribbean, they're open. I mean, cruising really is back, and what an awesome time to cruise right now in 2021. There's a lot to talk about, and a lot of people before I left, and even when I've got back and back at work today, they've said, what about the Delta variant? We talked about the Delta variant before I left, the week before last. I had a complete video on some things that could change as a result of the Delta variant. The first thing we named was, of course, testing. I mentioned that it could come to a point where every passenger, both vaccinated and unvaccinated, would have to be tested. Royal Caribbean has announced that right there, that for this month, the month of August at least, and maybe going forward, we will see that every passenger will have to be tested at least 3 days from their cruise. And this is only for cruises that are longer than 5 days. So if you leave on a cruise that leaves Saturday, any Saturday this month, you'll need to be tested you can start being tested on Wednesday. You can be tested Thursday and Friday, and you will have to provide those results whether or not you're vaccinated. Could Carnival follow? We will see. We thought that this could happen, and it looks like it has, at least for Royal Caribbean. And you really can't argue the decision when you look at the Delta variant and what it is doing and how rapidly it is spreading, especially in Florida, which is where Royal Caribbean is cruising out of right now. Although they do have a test cruise that's currently going on out of Galveston. We saw some of those passengers when we got back on Saturday, and that cruise, of course, is going to Cozumel. It's coming back. The CDC's on board and volunteered passengers who did not have to pay as part of Royal Caribbean's volunteer list. So cruising's back. It looks a little bit different and things are slower. There's not as much availability, but it is back, and we will talk about everything that encompasses that question and that topic tomorrow night. We can't wait to do so. Also, how about the news? And this occurred after really we left. We heard some rumblings of it last Friday night, maybe Saturday, of the CDC in Florida and the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, who granted a stay at first, you probably remember, for the CDC to allow the CSO, the conditional sell order, to stay, and those rules to be requirements, not recommendations. But then that panel of 3 judges changed their mind just as we were setting sail last week, and people had questions for us. You wrote us on Facebook, you commented on our videos, and hopefully you've seen kind of the fallout from that. Royal Caribbean and Carnival has already said we are going to continue to do what the conditional sell order says and what is in it. Why would they do that? Why would they do all the extra work and the training for the crew and the protocols? Because it is working. Because cruising is back and it is working. Both Royal Caribbean and Carnival have said we're still going to do what the CDC has recommended across the country, even in Florida. And that's because it is working. We have seen cases, COVID-19 cases on cruise ships, as we thought we would. We knew we would. The CDC knew they would. Cruise lines knew they would. But the protocols that are in place, that cruise companies have had a say in, they are being implemented when there's cases, and those cases are being held to 4, or as last week there were 6 cases on Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas, and they're working. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. I know the 11th Circuit has mentioned that they're not in a hurry to pick up the case and to hear the case, and that may happen, of course, in September is what it looks like for now. But we are so excited to be home, to be back in our familiar surroundings, to bring you news as it happens. But we cannot wait for tomorrow night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We're going to talk about our experience. We're going to talk about 2 other things. Number 1, when is our next cruise? Do you want to join us? And number 2, we finally have merch. Many of you have prepaid for merch on our Facebook page. It is in. Amanda is literally packing all sorts of packages right now, preparing them to mail. I will have the merch, what we have so far, tomorrow night, and I will also share future plans with our merch as well. We are so happy to be home. It's great to be part of this community. As I say almost every single day, it is you. You are why. You are our why and why we do what we do. We love cruise news. I could talk about it all day. We love cruising. But it's the people, it's you islanders who continue to drive us to do this every single day. And last week absolutely proved it. We can't wait to talk to you tomorrow night. We'll have a show as well tomorrow during the day to catch you up on cruise news, and we will talk to you then on Island Time.